Well, right now we're on the panel discussion, Unlocking Blockchain's Full Potential in the New Normal. We're looking at talking about the state of ecosystem in the post-pandemic world, blockchain applications and enterprises, 2020 trends. Is decentralized finance a game changer for business? Well, we've got with us our panelists, Andreas Tsindos, the CEO, MWAN Mobile Limited. Andreas is a fintech, telecom, and blockchain professional with over 23 years of experience, worked and consulted in several multinationals like Vodafone, Siemens, and Saudi Telecom Company. He's worked successfully running MWAN for the last 10 years with notable clients like UAE Telecom Regulator, Abu Dhabi Health Authority, Del Monte Arabia, Vodafone, and STC, to name a few. Well, we also are joined by Masumi Hamahira, Ambassador to Malaysia Bitcoin Association. Masumi is the ambassador to the Malaysian and Technical Standards Committee member at Bitcoin Association, a global industrial organization that advances Bitcoin Satoshi vision. Masumi has 22 years of working experience in the global banking and finance industry and has also worked as the executive advisor for the Islamic Finance Department of MUFG Bank Malaysia. We also have with us Brian Condenanza, the Chief Technology Officer, Bidao, a blockchain and a fintech researcher with extensive technology and experience in different crypto assets and disruptive technologies. We have also Daniele Marinelli, the founder of Dtsocialize. Daniele, born in Rome, 40 areas. For 20 years, he was a business consultant and accountant with the office in Rome. Among the very first in Italy to own Bitcoin, he immediately understood the potential of blockchain technology. While having experience as a partner of some IT companies that has developed projects in the social network area, Daniele has decided to found the DD Circle, an ecosystem that aims to give back to the members of its community ownership and value of data generated while browsing the web. Today, he's fully concentrated in the development of big data acquisition and analysis technology and has the important vision of having his company listed on the stock exchange. We'll shortly be joined also by Jorge Sebastião, the CISSP CDO advisor, speaker, board member, Trescon, a seasoned CDO advisor and international speaker, Jorge, with the experience in blockchain, asset tokenization, cybersecurity, AI, IoT, F5G, cloud computing, disaster recovery, big data, and managed services. Well, Jorge is a professional advisor in several innovative startups using disruptive technologies with a focus on generating business value and enabling sustainability. And this entire panel discussion, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be moderated by Mohanned Halawani, the CEO of CryptoPR. Well, Mohanned is among the first PR professionals to pave access for blockchain startups into the mainstream media. He helped raise a sum of $300 million worth of investments to ICOs and STOs through media support and investor relations. Well, it's great to have our esteemed panel with us who is there. Thank you so much. And over to you, Mohanned, to take it forward with your panel today.
Thank you, Bhavna, and very nice introductions to all of us. You know, I saw everybody smiling in the cameras right now with the introductions, so thank you very much. Everyone, this is, I know, like one of the unusual conferences. We're not, everybody is sitting in his comfy chair at home. Everyone is in a different location. So Danielle, you're in Italy. Brian, you are in Germany. Masumi, you are in Malaysia, I would assume. Yes. Andreas is in Dubai. Jorge, you're also in Dubai. I can see the background, of course. That's the view of Jorge's apartment. You know, guys, it's all looking all over Dubai. Very nice. So, guys, it's 2020 is a very unexpected time. We have seen pretty much downs. We didn't see so many ups. We saw ups in the DeFi market only when it comes to cryptocurrencies. But I want to ask to start with a general question. First of all, I want everyone to tell me about what they are doing with their projects. So, and what they are doing, what are their plans post the COVID pandemic. So let us start. I want to start with you, Daniele. I can see you like in the first side, right to my right side. So you are representing DT Coin. Tell us a little bit more about DT Coin and what it serves and what are the goals of it during this time and after let's say the COVID pandemic.
So basically, I'm developing an ecosystem that the name is DT Circle, where all people of my community. Now we have around 500,000 people in all the world that are inside our community. Is starting to using some application that we are developing, messaging apps, browser extension. I tell you why. Because now all people that is online every day with smartphone, with PC, is giving a lot of their data to the major players, like, for example, Facebook or Google, and they worth billions of dollars thanks to the data that the community is generating. As well, they use this data to manipulate them for not simple for a commercial proposal, but for political, economic, and social situation. Totally for free for the user. During the time, they worth billions of dollars. So what I'm doing, I'm developing some application for web browsing and the messaging apps where all people can check clearly in a blockchain system which type and the value of data they are generating. And thanks to the blockchain system, they receive a part of the value of the data they are generating in DT Coin. DT Coin is a cryptocurrency usable in shops online. So for the first time, in my vision, people start to be the real owner and have back the property of their data, and they are remunerated by a cryptocurrency that they can really use to spend to buy the same products the social networks propose them. So I'm in a unique ecosystem. I have the big data analysis, of course, for sell build data, as well, thanks to the blockchain technology, people that can check anytime the value of the data they are generating. This is Circle.
Very nice, very nice.
Thank you.
So this is the plan for you guys to launch this ecosystem. Shall we say it's what is the timeline for the ecosystem to be launched? For the ecosystem to be launched, like for Dcoin to be launched, when are you planning to launch it?
Sorry, I have some problem as well. I'm not so able to speak in English, so near me there is my personal assistant that is
okay, cool. That's okay.
You see some delay is because in the meantime she translates for me.
Right.
We started with this project really 4 years ago, but as you can understand, it was not simple because the technological development is very hard to do. Now I am some team builders that are working from Estonia, from India, from Italy, of course, and we are finding the best smart guys for example, in Estonia there is a big university in Tartu city where they are really focused on use this technology. But I would like to tell you something about the COVID situation too, because really, I'm looking in this last month that for my business and for my community, And I'm very sorry to do that. But really, this is a big opportunity, because for the first time, people is starting to understand that they don't need to go around, travel and spend more money. They can use Zoom to connect all the world, really for the first time in a real global identity that is for the first time not dividing but uniting people inside one system.
Yes.
So I need to tell thanks to COVID, because you have to imagine that in Italy, for example, we are really like dinosaurs. We was the last people in the world to approach at blockchain, at Bitcoin, but simply at credit card too, because really we was dinosaurs. Now in Italy too, we are looking for these new technologies, and really I'm honored to stay in this panel with all of you, because it is another demonstration that all the world can be inside one platform in the same moment, without spending money, and stay in our quiet in our home. So really thanks you for this panel.
It's a pleasure to be having you in this panel, and I agree with you. It did connect families and friends together this period, and also it helped developing the cryptocurrency industry. So maybe without COVID, we wouldn't have seen this DeFi craze. And this brings me to Brian. Brian, Bidao has made a lot of attention. You guys have massive community, over 10,000 on Telegram, I can see right now. The token is already launched, listed on CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap. Tell me about the story about Bidao. How did you come to this vision, and what is the goal that you are looking to achieve?
Sure. So, you know, as some people may know, Bidao is a stablecoin system. Basically, what we want to do is basically integrate many different assets into the system, and that is a multi-chain system. I think that's what, you know, the main goal is in terms of bringing something new, you know, to create a multi-chain system, because of the old collateral systems that that work with stablecoins only use one or only use one chain, and even the ones that have plans for other things is, you know, very limited. And I think that comes up for different things, you know, not just in terms of technology, why they do that. It's also, you know, in terms of the investments and so on, you know, probably, you know, that's something people usually don't think about, but that's an advantage. I believe that we can integrate more chains, and we're building their own Bidao chain that we will, you know, that we will connect it to different assets. And yeah, like you say, I think the community is doing great. You know, it's a very strong community. It's been growing a lot. And even now, you know, it grows, you know, pretty much every day. I would say it's really hard to keep up with all the messages and stuff on Telegram. It's honestly one of the biggest communities, I would say, that is, you know, that is growing a lot, that is growing in the last few months. And yeah, I think, as you know, as Daniele was saying, you know, it's I think COVID, you know, also brings a lot of attention to different things, and also I find it like more people have more time to, you know, read things and catch up with things, and, you know, things with technology and so on. Probably, I guess that's why, you know, some assets rise in price. For example, I believe that's, you know, maybe some of the, you know, part of why is happening with that, and some of the DeFi space that now is, you know, it's kind of not so hot like in the last few months, I would say, but I think it's still very hot. You know, I think it's still very hot. The market is, you know, very hot. I like that there are many new projects all the time now. You know, I think that's really cool, and you see that there is so much innovation with the projects. I like that a lot actually. Very many small projects and
but
I think
many
it's
rug
also
pulls as well. Many of them are rug pulls, Brian. You notice this. So many, so like we have like 1,000 projects. Out of the 1,000 project, there is 900 of them that could be like, running a scam token. So you guys, what I love about you, what I love about Bidao, you are representing a solution. The team is very well known, as we can see right now. You are speaking, you are presenting. So this really serves your purpose. But like, give us an idea about what is the. So where do you see Bidao like a year from now?
Yeah, so a year from now we should have, already, a lot of stuff going on, many assets already integrated in the system and so on, and used as collateral. Like if you, some of the people that may be watching that is kind of following more the project, like we have a lot of partnerships going on and so on, and so we'll be working a lot and implementing those solutions and so on. And I think that's really, what, was one of the things that we are very good at is also, marketing and getting those big partnerships that that everyone likes. So, a year from now we should be, working on those goals basically. Yeah. I mean, it's hard because I know that everyone wants to, be talking about other things like in terms of, what is our, I don't know, price expectations or those things. And we can't really talk about it, but we want to be implementing many different assets, in a year or so. And we're also working on a lot of, very cool stuff. For example, what we're doing with Digital Europe in terms of, stable coins and regulations and so on. I think that work is really interesting as well. And thus, for the whole community, I would say that it doesn't, even ends with us. And I think we're doing an excellent job there as well. So it's, very exciting, and we are working on different fronts.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, well done, well done. I want to move to Masumi. Masumi, hello.
Hello. Hi, great to see you.
Great to see you as well, sir. Well, wanted to know, tell me a little bit more about the Bitcoin Association, first of all. You're based in Malaysia. What is the environment over there for the blockchain technology? Are you working on anything that is serving the COVID pandemic right now, or are you working for something in the future? Let us know. You have the mic.
Okay, thank you. So Bitcoin Association is an industrial body for private blockchain, namely Bitcoin subdivision. So as you know, there are two types of blockchain. First, the small block. Another one is a big block. So we believe a big block will get success to develop and unlock a blockchain. So we are following up the original Satoshi's Bitcoin white paper. So, and then we are developing the Terra node to handle very big block with huge data on chain. So how it can help this COVID pandemic? So as you know, now we are enjoying online conference globally like this, right? So in addition, let's say my kids cannot visit his friend's house anymore, but they can continue to enjoy their very good life through online game. So you know the Fortnite, right?
Yeah,
so,
of course.
Yeah. And then my son also loved to play the Fortnite with his friends. So when they play the game, they connect a WhatsApp call, and then they can have a discussion. Okay, Tom, you can go out from right side, and the Jimmy, you can run from left hand, and then they can fight as a team. through the WhatsApp call. So without any visitation, they can enjoy the game as a team. So this is huge progress, great progress for human beings. So, but in addition, my son gets a good item, but now he earns the money in the game and he can get a more strong Japanese sword. So my son would like to sell this old item to the counterparty. But now, unfortunately, due to the lack of the IT technology, he cannot sell the old item to the counterparty, because even though my son sell the old item to the counterparty, my son is not sure the counterparty will pay the money to my son or not. So in addition, counterparty is also not sure. Even though they pay money to my son will pass the item to them, because we cannot trust each other through the internet if we don't know the counterparty, right? Mm-hmm. So, but if we can introduce on-chain swap, so we can execute the two transactions at the same time. Two transactions mean to transfer the Bitcoin or any crypto asset from my son to counterparty, and then counterparty can send the item through the online to my son. They can execute at the same time. So once we introduce the on-chain swap, we can eliminate the counterparty risk from all over the world. We can compute everything in the internet on-chain. So this technology will change the world, and then it will help COVID pandemic life as well. Thank you.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. Interesting, interesting. And the global lockdowns will probably help in the adoption in this aspect. So moving on to, I want to move on to Andreas. Andreas, how are you, sir?
Hi, very good, thanks. Hi, everybody.
Andreas, tell us a little bit about what are you working on these days? Are you working on something that is looking to tackle the coronavirus, or are you working on something for the future? The mic is yours, sir.
Yeah. So, I mean, a few of the other panelists touched on this. So, I think this is a double-edged sword. This virus, obviously, is a bad virus, and the pandemic has really hit a lot of people in the world. But I think it's also helped in actually getting the digital innovation across a multitude of sectors. So, in my space, I've been running Mobile for the last 10 years with bespoke software development company, e-commerce platforms, etc. So that has really come into its own. So mobile payments, for example, that we have on top of our fintech platform, and also the blockchain enablement platform that we have. So those three things have kind of really come into their own now, where people are looking and they've had their time to think about new models, new businesses. You know, a lot of people have been fired. Here in Dubai, for example, a lot of people have lost their jobs, but I've had lots of requests from these people through social groups saying, look, I'm setting up my e-business now. I've got this idea that I've been meaning to do for a while. How do I go about it? So this kind of entrepreneurship is coming more prevalent now. And I think it's our job here, as kind of more the innovators and the kind of emerging technology, to try and see how we can piggyback on that wave and bring the innovation in at an earlier stage rather than waiting. So we can accelerate the adoption of the new innovation, whether it's the token economy around playing games. So the kids are getting used to vouchers and token economics, for example, or whether it's basically building a better e-commerce and supply chain platforms because of this. And, you know, for us, it's been a journey where it's been very difficult for the last 6 to 8 months now. But now what we're finding is that these discussions are starting to happen, and people are looking at this ways of working, the new innovation. They're actually starting, well, okay, everybody's talking about this blockchain, but can it do something for me?
Right.
In the enterprise world, obviously, the innovative technologies have kind of taken a back seat for me from their perspective. So where a corporate will implement an innovative technology that is still not proven, it's not so important for them right now. They need something tangible that is really going to make a difference to their existing operations to help them out. For example, a healthcare group is implemented telemedicine, for example, and telehealth solution rather than going for a blockchain solution, because that is real value for them right now, because they've got users, they've got patients that need to have that communication. Blockchain for them right now doesn't help them. So they've put that on the back burner, so they're looking at the real technology. Again, that digitalization, whether it's telehealth, whether it's digital payments, whether it's e-commerce platforms, online payments, that has really now come to everybody's mind. You know, everybody's talking about these things now. Before you would set up a business, you wouldn't really think about online payments, but now everybody's thinking about online payments, because otherwise you're not going to survive, because 80% of commerce has gone online. You know, Ocado, for example, in the UK, an online grocery over the 6 months has gained 3 million customers. For online shopping.
Indeed.
So,
online shopping.
So, you know, 3 million customers in 6 months is not a small thing to, you know.
Of course.
That's huge. So you can see there's a massive seismic shift in everybody's way of living and life. And I think us as a company anyway, being technology,
yes, I'm ready.
Innovation consultancy, what can
I'm live on the other.
Right. Andreas, this gets us to George. George, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you guys very well. How are things?
Guys,
nice to see you, Mohanned.
Good to see you, sir. Whoever comes to Dubai in blockchain, he must know George. George is the man when it comes to throwing meetups in Dubai. We have attended many meetups thanks to you, Mr. George. I want to ask you, how do you see how this year has changed the perspective of the, you know, making these meetups that you do, and how did it change the course of your work? Obviously, you are advising many projects. Tell me more about that aspect.
Well, I think there is many things that are extremely important. One sec. Okay, hi, Mohanned. Okay, good. So it's,
I can see you. Okay.
The thing that is very important is to realize that to have a complete solution it's important to have a proper ecosystem. And really the meetups were really about building the networking and the proper ecosystem. As you know, the Blockchain Center that was started by Dr. Marwan, and we assist them on a regular basis, it's one step. But building a correct ecosystem really requires a lot of networking so that the top guys in blockchain meet on a regular basis. We have been doing these meetups in EcoX for over the last 2 years. Yes, we had to stop during some time because of COVID, but what it really means is that we've been able to get very exciting projects. We have projects in real estate tokenization. We have projects in gold tokenization and establishing new currencies for Africa. We have a project in which we are helping bank the unbanked. Some of these projects are helping establishing new virtual or neobanks to really provide services. And one thing that was very important and mentioned by previous speakers, I think what is really important about blockchain is not the technology, it's the use cases that we actually make with this technology. And this use cases are made by people that are introducing new approaches. And you mentioned that in this topic that DeFi is one of these approaches. Although blockchain has kind of hit a plateau with the previous level of innovation, DeFi has created a new spark in the industry. And this new spark means there is one new DeFi coin being generated every 30 seconds. There is a lot of innovation. I'm about to launch one on the 25th of October. And this is one of many that is going to introduce a new sparkle into this area of innovation. Really, all this innovation, it is what is bringing energy and action to the blockchain space. Each one of them is a use case. Not all of them, of course, will be successful. Each one aspires to deliver good solution to the users. There's one interesting comment that was made by a colleague of mine that is now running for president. And his comment was very simple. What is the new definition of a billionaire? It is a solution that actually helps 1 billion people. So blockchain, through its decentralized approach, through its inclusive approach, through its transparency, it's one of the best solutions to help 1 billion people today. And that's really what we're trying to do, make a difference. Yes, it's Brock Pierce.
Or our dear friend, Brock Pierce is running for president of the United States of America. And he really speaks very well. I bet he is better than the other two parties. We wish him luck, however.
Exactly.
Yeah, I want to move back to Daniele, which so as you can see, Daniele, you know, this coronavirus have changed the way that we make business. So I wanted to ask you for Dtsocialize, how has generating leads changed since the start of the corona crisis? Are there any positive or negative developments? Did you make any significant learning from this period? What do you think?
Listen, to be honest, in my opinion, if people are adequately trained in the way of communicating online, which in the verbal and paraverbal language, work online is very similar to the physical appointment, but with, as I told you, with short and more decisive times. The coronavirus has brought a huge advantage and increase in the potential of research of customers' involvement. In fact, I think that in the working times, smart working have shown really the possibility of being able to manage a greater number of contacts with customers in a manner similar to a physical appointment, but with a significant saving times and money spent. Those who are struggling to find new customers are probably entrepreneurs, of course, who have not yet wanted to understand how people's psychology of approach has changed in a really short times. As explained above, today, more than ever before, customers need to feel empathically involved, and this can only be overcome with tools that allows direct meetings, as well Zoom online in this moment, webinar platforms too. We are using now all these platforms, showing that really we'll be able to overcome the limits of social distancing due to COVID, while maintaining a direct contact with people, gaining more customer trust.
Right, right. So you think that Zoom would be, or like what do you think are the best lead generation opportunities in a global crisis situation like now?
Zoom and webinar platform too. If you think that in the last months, thanks to regular webinar scheduled and of course shared thanks to social networks, we have now increased around 3 times the customer that we had in the past.
Okay, interesting. So
Of course, during the lockdown was perfect because people will stay at home and have many time to spend to stay online.
Yeah, of course. But I am myself.
Well, sorry, I want to just spend just a few words. Sorry.
Yeah, sure. Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, because what I see is that we are looking for COVID and coronavirus, but we are losing the real focus that we have. I think that we are talking about blockchain technology, but we have a really a big problem in about blockchain, because I agree with my colleagues, because people is looking at blockchain just for the connection with cryptocurrencies. People are looking at blockchain just for cryptocurrency speculation. In my opinion, I think it's so stupid to take money from the bank, risk to make trading, and after that, if they are able to make the right trading, it's not so simple because people don't have the right knowledge to have more fiat money to put back in the bank. I'm agree with Mr. Jorge about two things. The first is that blockchain, we need to train people that blockchain is not just cryptocurrency. Blockchain is the biggest and revolutionary technology for the future, for trusting, for certified data, for anything what you have, but not just for cryptocurrencies. And the second thing is, I'm again in agree with George, because I think that if I see now what is happening in the world, anytime born a new coin, new system, and now is the time for stable coin, gold-based, silver-based, fucking based. I think that we need to go, all people, to look at one way and to share our technology, to share in a really synergy system what all the best companies are doing. Of course, there is the risk that the big fish can eat the little fish, of course, but we have not to be afraid about it, because we can do a smart contract to do that can certify what the little company is working inside a big company. I think really that we need all together look at the blockchain, and we need to stay inside and in a really synergy for share all technology to better perform for the people profit and for people user experience. But of course, we have to spend a lot of time to train people about blockchain technology. Sorry for my words.
No, of course. I have also more questions to you. I will come back to you. I will move towards Brian for the time being. Brian, so tell me something. So, like you have, so Bidao or Bidao? First of all, tell me.
Yeah, yeah, that's funny because I say Bidao and everyone else in the team says Bidao, but yeah.
Different cultures, different
Mm-hmm.
tongues. And I will say Bidao from now on. I will follow the CTO of the company.
That's my way, yeah.
So what is the gap that you are guys looking to fill at the moment? There is, as George have mentioned, every 30 seconds there is a DeFi token. What is the gap that Bidao is looking to fill?
Yeah, sure. So
yeah.
So multi-chain stablecoin system that is not in the market yet. I think that's, the main goal, and it's very, it's a very big goal. And now we'll say, there are more multi-chain and parachain systems that are getting very hot. And I think that's, our main vision for it. When we started, we were, going to be kind of smaller project, I would say. I mean, in the ways that when we started, it was like a much smaller vision.
Yeah.
And then, as we seen that some trends were coming up and so on, that we thought that was the best way to do a multi-chain system. That I think that's the best a most interesting system when it comes to stablecoins and decentralized stablecoin systems. And I think it's on very much, one of the only models that we, probably survive in terms of decentralized stablecoins, or than, some that are really big and so on. But because, there is more demand about our chains lately, and people are getting more used to using our chains as well. So I think we're probably going to see a lot of more use in those our chains and not just Ethereum. I think obviously Ethereum is the king, but it also has to do with, for example, Uniswap being the #1 exchange at the moment. I think that's what also makes it very hot. Yeah, and as Daniel was saying about the, many traders that turn into speculation and in the market and so on, I think that's true. I think it's also very hard for people to trade and so on. But obviously, I think trading is also always hard. It's going to be always hard for people, even if you know well the market, and it also has to do with trends. Obviously, when just like a month or 2 months ago, when everything was pumping in the DeFi space. I mean, with that, you can think you're a very good trader, and then you don't think you are so good anymore.
Yeah,
so I think
I live this every day, man.
So yeah, I mean, I think it's a lot of people are interested in speculation. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's it's what happens when there is like a kind of a new market, and it's a very democratized market in the way that you can trade it from anywhere. I think that's really cool. Like if I want to, if someone wants to buy stocks in Apple, and you aren't, like an accredited investor, or you aren't in the US, or it can be really hard. Maybe I don't know, I haven't tried, but it can be hard sometimes to get into our markets. And I think that's a very good thing with crypto. You can do it with an Ether wallet. You can pretty much buy into pretty much any of the assets really easily. I would say with Uniswap, for example, now you have access to so many assets and new projects. So I think that's really a benefit of it.
I saw there is a lot of partnerships happening with Bidao. One thing that I wanted to ask you, tell me, what is the dream for Bidao within the next month? Like, what are you looking to achieve within the next month, like in the short term?
Yeah, so in the short term, we should be seeing, a few very cool integrations. We can't really say too many things, but it's gonna be really, really good. We have many good news coming up, so I think people will.
I know, always a good news, but are you seeking? Yeah. But are you seeking community? Are you seeking investments? So what is the thing that are you seeking partnerships, more and more partnerships? What is
we're always working on those different fronts. For example, now we are working a lot of also getting into more exchanges and more partnerships and so on. But we're always working on partners, getting more partners, expanding the team. We're working on different fronts all the time. Yeah,
I understand. Got you. Mr. Masumi, I just wanted to ask you something. So since you are based in Malaysia, of course, there Islamic finance in Malaysia and in the Middle East, it's something that is very major. You mentioned that your business is revolving around different types of finance. What about Islamic finance? So what is the expected application of blockchain to Islamic finance industry?
Okay, I believe blockchain can lead to innovative disruption in Islamic finance industry too. How we can apply blockchain to Islamic finance? Let me share a common agenda in Islamic finance industry, namely trading fee for commodity Murabba transaction. Many banks and customers would like to decrease trading fee of commodity Murabba transaction because in Islamic finance, to eliminate the element of the interest, they need to buy and sell commodity like a palm oil. So this is namely commodity Muraba transaction. So it is additional cost compared to the conventional finance. So commodity exchange could introduce a commodity token, which is a digital certificate of commodity on blockchain. Thereafter, Islamic finance industry could further reduce administrative costs, such as trading fee for commodity Murabahar with application of atomic trust, which mentioned in the past discussion, by which Islamic banks and customers could exchange central bank digital currency and commodity token at the same time on blockchain without counterparty risk and complicated operation, because we need not rely on the trusted third party on blockchain in the future. So let me share the one more common point in terms of Sharia compliance. So blockchain will help commodity Muraba transaction to comply Sharia, namely Islamic law, more efficiently. An example with Islamic banks, they cannot sell commodity before owing it to comply Sharia. Therefore, they need to organize and record sequence of commodity transaction, which currently is a very manual process. If we use blockchain, we can enjoy timestamp function. It is very helpful for Sharia review function as well, because they are distributed ledger and the blockchain is immutable and traceable. So blockchain can be very suitable and efficient to Islamic finance. Nevertheless, there are some imminent challenges in the application of such a technology in Islamic finance that are still in the evolutionary stage. Islamic finance industry could make more effort for innovation with collaboration between the Islamic finance industries and the blockchain industry. I would like to work as a bridge. Thank you.
Very good, very good. Okay, interesting. Right, I saw for a minute, Andreas, I saw your mic opening and you wanted to say something. Andreas?
Yes. So I just wanted to add to Brian's, talking of decentralized finance, and kind of we've had these discussions a few times within the networking group. So decentralized finance, I think it's okay right now. As we said, it's a cowboy country, and it's very risky, and it's not everybody can do it, and it's relatively small to the larger financial kind of space. However, what it does do in terms is proving the concept that you will be able to manage your own financial kind of ecosystem, your own financial footprint, and this is I think where the biggest benefit of decentralized finance will actually have an impact across the people. So basically, we'll get more control of managing our own financial kind of financial impact, and how we manage our finances, where we do our finances. We don't have to rely on banking or other kind of middle parties. So we're getting control, and I think this is the ultimate benefit for me from decentralized finance opportunities that it should give. I think right now it's still very, very early, but like any new technology and any new way of doing something, it's going to take a while to mature. And I think it's been proven that it is doable to have decentralized finance for the benefit of end users to manage their financial footprint.
Got it. George, are you tell me, you mentioned you want to open to start your own token, your DeFi token. What attracted you into the DeFi industry, and where do you see it going?
The DeFi industry is amazing because it allows us to use the power of both decentralization as well as dApps. So it changes dynamically the way we are actually doing things. On one side, centralized finance is definitely more conventional, more secure, less risky, but the gains are much less. When we go to decentralized finance, we have the capability of doing things like token swaps, atomic swaps. We have the capability of doing liquidity pools using the power of the distributed blockchain. And this is really what is changing the rules of the game. And if you look, for example, at something like Binance or the traditional centralized exchanges that have been around for a long time, DeFi was able in less than 3 months to change the rules of the game. And that's really what blockchain is about. Blockchain is about innovation and about changing the rules of the game. And it's much less costly in terms of this approach, because in decentralized finance, we have the capability to introduce a whole cost structure that is much less than centralized finance. Look at the traditional exchange. You have to run with 40 people or 100 people of staff. DeFi, you can run it with 0 staff. It's the cost of execution of code. So you're able to introduce much lower transaction costs. And I think that's where the big advancements are going to come from. At the end of the day, our job is to make more efficient systems and to pass these savings to the user.
Right.
And, and this introduces massive dynamic global changes.
Got it. Got it. So speaking of efficiency, Daniele, one last question I wanted to ask you. I myself, I am an entrepreneur and I am a marketer as well. How can you, your project, DTCoin, can help us? What advice do you have for us? How can you help marketers and entrepreneurs like me? For Dtsocialize.
Yes, of course. As I told you at the beginning, Dtsocialize is have a unique mission to make the members owners of their data and to give them a coin that they can really use for daily life. Now we are talking about a lot of things, stablecoin and blockchain, DeFi. But really, my question is, how many people now in the world is looking at a cryptocurrency really for daily use? I think that this is a real question. So what I'm trying to do is very simple, because I'm telling to the people, look, my friend, now, anytime you spend online, you are the biggest value for a lot of company that is taking your data. And now is the time that you understand that you can have a part of this value, but in an instrument, simple and very easy to use, that is a simple coin that you can spend in the shops. So I think that people really can use the system because anytime they need to send messages, to send mail, to browse the web, and when they receive an earn, thanks to the blockchain system, thanks to a coin that really they can use in the shops near at home, I think that it could be the right way to approach people at the use of cryptocurrencies. What I'm afraid now, my friend, and I'm very honest with you, I'm looking on a newspaper that a lot of countries is working for a stable coin, a statal stable coin. China, USA, Russia. So I think that because I'm not so young, like for example other colleagues in this panel.
You look young. No, you look young. You look like 24, 25.
I'm 48. Really, I think is that the government are just taking a technology to make a copy of the actual economical international system in a blockchain. But they are missing the real value of the blockchain. So, as I told you, I think that professionals like Masumi, like Brian, like Andreas, like Jorge, need really to spend time to train people at this right use.
Right. Very good. Very good. You can see the thumbs up coming from Masumi. Brian, one question. I am a holder of Bidao. When are we going to see 10x from this stage?
Yeah, I get that question a lot actually, but yeah.
When moon?
But yeah, no, we are very excited about things, and I think we're going to get, you know, many news coming up. So I think people will be very happy, and I mean it's already been up a lot from the ICO and everything. So you know, I think everyone should be happy, but people always want more, I guess.
Well done, well done, guys. As they say, time fly when you are with good company. Imagine we already passed this 1 hour already. So thank you very much for taking on joining us for this panel. We have very fun insights, very fun conversation. I feel that already like only 15 minutes have passed, not 1 hour. Honestly, it was very, very quick. I don't know if Bahawna and Rohit can give us some more time. Over to you, Bahawna.
Thank you so much. Well, I absolutely have to agree, Mohanned, the fact that even honestly, I'm sure all the attendees wouldn't have realized that the time has just flown by, but that's because of the engaging discussion that all our panelists have portrayed today. So thank you once again for being a part of the World Blockchain Summit.
Thank you very much.
You.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
And bye for now.
Bye.
See you again.
We'll do. Hopefully when this pandemic is over, we'll be traveling back again.
Absolutely. Everyone across the world will be coming in one place for sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.